Kakadosh Boker or Mishna Yomi Masechet Batra, Perek Hey, chapter 5, Mishnah Vav and Zayin, 6 and 7. Says the Mishnah, right? The Mishnah comes and it says as follows. The Mishnah we're talking about where either one or both of the parties of a sale have the right to withdraw from a sale because of a claim of sales fraud. It means if there's going to be fraud, one or the other, or sometimes both, can retract. So it says to be like this: Arba midot bemochrim. There's going to be 4 different rulings to do with sales fraud. That sometimes only the buyer can withdraw, only the seller can withdraw, neither of them can withdraw, right? Or either of them, meaning either one, right? So you have 4 different cases of who can withdraw. Machal lo chitim yafot, right? What happens if he comes and he's selling, I'm selling you the best quality of chitim, of wheat, and in seuraot, and they're found to be poor quality. So obviously the buyer can retract, not the seller, the buyer. Why? He was cheated out. Ra'ot, if he was going to be sold bad quality, inferior quality, and then they were found to be very good quality. So only the seller could come and he could retract. What? No, they evaluate it, they check it. Right? Ra'ot v'nimtzeu ra'ot. He comes and he says, I will. Yeah, he says, right? Ra'ot v'nimtzeu. Close the door, please. Thank you. Right? Ra'ot v'nimtzeu ra'ot. If right now he sold bad and they were found to be bad, or yafot v'nimtzeu yafot. So nobody could retract. Why? That was the deal. The deal was either bad and it was bad, or good and it was good. So obviously nobody could retract. And if it's going to be shehantit, which means he was selling him red wheat, and he said levana, and it was found to be white wheat, or levana or white, and it was found to be red. It seems shel zayir in sashitma, right? It was selling him olive wood, and it was found sycamore wood, or sycamore wood, and it was found olive wood. Yain in sachom, it's wine, and it was found to be vinegar, and it was found to be wine. In all of these cases that we just mentioned at the end, both of them, right? Either one of the two can withdraw if he wishes to, obviously. Why? But since some people prefer red and others white, and some require this type of wood rather than another, or some want vinegar and some want the wine, either the buyer or the seller can cancel the claim by saying, "Listen, it wasn't agreed upon." Mishnah Zayin, 7th Mishnah. Hamocher perot lechavero. If someone's going to sell produce, right? Because remember, perot is not only fruit. Produce is also called perot. Is right? It's tevin, all those things, grain and all those things. Mashach, and the person came and he did meshicha, which means he pulled them. Velo madad, and he did not measure them. So kana, he's going to acquire them, and the sale is going to be complete. Madad velo mashach. If he only measured them, but he didn't do meshicha. Remember, there's the measuring, and then there's the meshicha. So he's coming to say that if he only did the meshicha without the medida, meaning you only did meshicha, you pulled them towards you, but you did not do the measurement, you're still going to be koneh. But if you do the opposite, you only weighed them, but you didn't do the meshicha, lo kana, you didn't acquire them. If the buyer is smart, socheret mekuman, rent the place. Which means that if it's going to be in the seller's property, just rent the place, and then by renting the place, you're going to acquire it, because that's going to be agav. Remember, there's not only is in karka, but with agav with a sale, also with the rent, and that's what you do for chametz. Chametz, you rent out the property where the chametz is, you rent it to the goy in order that he acquires the chametz where the chametz is. If you're going to buy flax from your fellow, you're not going to acquire it until you come and you move it from one place to another. If it's going to be mechubar lakarka, which means it's attached to the ground, and you detach a tiny amount of it, kana, you are going to acquire it. Because by basically picking up a small amount of the flax, you acquire the temporary ownership of the land, which allows you to acquire all the flax right at the same time.